Hi, my name's Paul Rogerson. I'm the Inspector of the South Neighbourhood Team. Today I'm going to give you an update on Operation Bakersfield, an operation to tackle knife crime, begging and drug taking in Cambridge City, and also update you on a youth project that we're involved with. Phil, can you just tell us a little bit about what Op Bakersfield involves?
Yeah, Op Bakersfield is a coordinated response to an increase in knife crime across our area, the south of Cambridgeshire. It's about proactive intelligence-led activity, targeting offenders, attacking criminality and preventing, disrupting and educating so that people don't get drawn into that type of crime.
Okay. And what do we think has caused this latest rise in knife crime?
There's a lot of conjecture around that. Some of it's attributed to the county lines drug dealing phenomenon, people coming into our areas from the large cities dealing drugs, coming equipped with knives and other types of weapons. Some of it is to do with the rumours that have spread as a consequence, that people are carrying knives and then people responding, so there's a type of inflation which causes a fear of crime, and then other people then carrying knives as a consequence of that.
And what would you say to a young person perhaps who knows that a friend or relative is carrying a knife?
It's absolutely critical that if anybody is aware of somebody that is drawn to the idea of carrying a knife, maybe carrying a knife, they've got to understand there's only 3 or 4 different outcomes. And the first is that they don't get caught, which is the best case scenario. The second is they might get hurt, or that they might hurt somebody else. The third one's that they're going to get prosecuted. So we've got to get that message over that there's no good that comes from carrying a knife, no good whatsoever.
So we need to talk about people that live on our streets in Cambridge. And by that I mean several different groups of people. There are those that have access to accommodation but choose to live on our streets, and there are people that are genuinely homeless that we're working really hard to get into accommodation. There are also people that then take to the streets to beg to fund a lifestyle. The difficult thing here to discuss is that professionals are agreed that there is a strong link between those people that live on our streets and drug addiction. I'm going to go out on patrol in a minute, and we're going to talk a little bit in our video about how giving to beggars isn't necessarily helpful. So whilst we know that not all people that live on our streets do take drugs, we know that a large amount of them are vulnerable to or likely to be using. Whilst giving to beggars feels like a natural and the right thing to do, you've got to ask yourself where that money is going. What we understand is that often within 20 minutes of you giving money to a beggar, it's going to end up in the hands of a drug dealer. So if you do want to help people get off the streets and become free of addiction, what's the best way to do it? We'll put a link in the description to Cambridge Street Aid, a charity set up specifically to help people with your donations.
I'm down here at the brand new school that we've got in Trumpington. As you can see, it's very, very modern, ultra modern environment, and they're participating with us in what we're calling the Community Gardens Challenge. Now, 4 schools across the south area of our county have been granted £3,000 each out of the proceeds of Crime Act, and the purpose for that money is to invest it in the ground to get young people working together to create community gardens that bring people together and making good from criminal proceeds. So behind me is a space that Trumpington Academy are intending to invest that money into. So they're going to take that £3,000, and the way that they want to invest it is to create a garden walkway that their young people can use, and it's going to lead into a broader garden space because it's such a new community. We've got brand new buildings surrounding us, we've got new people who've just moved into the area, and they really want this school to be a place where the community comes together. And we believe that by investing this kind of money, we'll help this community to become more resilient to crime and disorder.